now bring you a specially curated session at the etnow.in Business Summit and Awards West Bengal 2025 edition. And it's my honor and privilege to invite on stage a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Harshavardhan Neotia, Padma Shri awardee and Chairman Ambuja Neotia Group. Huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor and an incredible pleasure. Sir, thank you so much for being here. And sir, as a token of our appreciation and our way of saying thank you from the Times Group, if I could now please invite someone else very special on stage to present a token of our appreciation. Can we please have Assistant Vice President and Regional Head East with the Times Group, Biman Datta, kindly present Harshavardhan sir with a small memento. The Business Summit and Awards is about saluting real-life heroes, and here's one of them. Thank you so much. Please kindly have a seat, sir. Sir, across your personal and professional trajectory, you're uniquely positioned in that you seem to have intertwined entrepreneurship with art, culture with consciousness, if I can call it that. So what role do you believe that cultural consciousness ultimately needs to play when it comes to the Indian business landscape?
Well, I think it's the nature of my work. I'm in the building of buildings business.
That's right.
And I'm in hospitality, and therefore art and aesthetics are integral to what I do. I was fortunate to be born and brought up in Kolkata, which
Right.
has a lot of tradition of art. I was fortunate to be in the family that I was born in, where art was greatly appreciated and celebrated, and different members of the joint family that I was born in had different interests.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of am not an artist, but I have kind of lived within art and culture surrounding my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes into my projects intuitively and mostly naturally, rather than any forced process.
Absolutely organically, it
Yes.
appears. And Mr. Harshavardhan, you mentioned a moment ago that you're in the business of building buildings, but there are many more industry verticals that essentially you manage. So which among them do you think will emerge to be perhaps the biggest value creators or blockbusters in the years to come?
It keeps changing from time to time. When we hit COVID and I was in hospitality and all the hotels were shut, and it looked like I was in a very hopeless business to be.
Sure.
In fact, if you know that maximum people lost money who were involved in hospitality.
It was the hardest hit.
Yeah, today when we see the recovery post-COVID, it's probably doing extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
So these things change from time to time, but generally, if you look at our country, we have just scratched the surface on hospitality. We have very few foreign tourists compared to even our neighboring countries.
Sure.
So there is a long distance to go, and therefore this, for at least the foreseeable future, will be a promising industry for India. Housing is another area where we are definitely much short and would continue to remain both at the affordable level and at the more luxury level, a lot of demand. Healthcare is another area that I am involved with, and we have seen that the beds to people ratio in India is much, much lower than most other developed countries. So we have a long way to go there also. And of course, with insurance and various initiatives like Ayushman Bharat and Swasthya Sathi, insurance has brought quality healthcare to become more affordable to the common man.
Sure.
So when you put all this together, all the businesses that we are fortunately involved with seem to have a fair amount of growth potential.
Well, Mr. Harshavardhan, since you brought up the dimensions across which India has a long way to go, many might say sustainability is one particular area, correct? So the integration of sustainability in business begins with today's entrepreneurs. What do you consider to be some of the absolute must-haves or non-negotiables such that sustainability genuinely takes center stage across the business landscape?
I think as responsible builders and developers, we are all becoming more and more conscious of the carbon footprint that we are creating, and therefore the need to minimize it to the extent possible.
Sure.
So whether it is in power saving devices or technologies of building or water harvesting or solar electricity generation or renewables and recycling of waste, there are so many things that each one of us in some measure is doing, and I think they are definitely more sustainable than the practices we had used say 10 years ago. But having said that, we can do a lot more. As technologies improve and the costs come down, I think we'll be able to afford more sustainable practices.
Well, sir, to switch gears for a moment, you're very well known for having engaged with the creative community. You know, everyone from artists to actors and poets to painters, right? You truly enjoy brushing shoulders with them. But how have those interactions and those experiences perhaps shaped your business acumen and your approach to organization building?
Well, I'm not sure how we can specifically create a link between the two.
Sure.
But, just like when we look at life, we have to look at how we work, how we enjoy life, how we experience the climate, how we interact with people. I think art and culture are integral to our nourishment of our soul. And projects that embrace that will hopefully have a greater appeal to people. I would like to believe that our projects get some additional premium because they are endowed with a lot of artistic sensibility.
Sure.
Some may disagree, but that's how I believe. But it's not always that you look for profit in every action that you do.
Right.
You do what you think is right, and you do what you think is sensitive and maybe uplifting. Right. Sometimes it may lead to some additional value and sometimes not. But I think we should just do beautiful things because we can do beautiful things.
Beautifully put. And sir, you of course are part of a very small pool of hand-selected individuals in that you are a Padma Shri recipient. All right? If I had to ask you to look back for a moment, was there a defining time in your life or perhaps a particular defining moment that you believe put you on that trajectory of impact?
Awards and recognition come by, you can't work towards them.
Right.
You just do a few things, and some of those meet with the imagination of the people who are at that time looking at giving the award or recognition. And I happen to be one of the lucky ones to fall into that, I would say, focus at that moment. It's not to say that other people who have not got the award have done any lesser work. Sometimes you just happen to be noticed for what you do, and somebody else might have done equally well but didn't get noticed. So I just look at it as one of those happenstance, which is a pleasant one. Sometimes you do good things and you don't also get recognized for it.
Sure,
So
sure.
that's a happenstance, which is not a good one. But such is life. I mean, you get some, you don't get some.
Wow. So you are, it's a very humbling conversation. But by way of closing comments, all right, in your interactions with entrepreneurs from tier 2 communities or even tier 3 or tier 4 localities, and perhaps those entrepreneurs want nothing more than to move on, right? Enjoy a better standard of life. How do you essentially guide them such that they can scale and grow and achieve, but stay connected to their roots? Never forget where they came from.
Well, we are all molded in the formative years of our upbringing. We can definitely grow even thereafter, but the biggest growth happens probably when you are between 10 and 18. At least in terms of the way you think, your character, your values.
Sure.
Of course, your skills you keep developing till the last day of your life. So that is really something that you don't tell an entrepreneur today. It's probably there with him because he's had that growing up, or maybe he's not had it.
Sure.
Having said that, there are a few things that I would certainly guide anybody is to say that, many times people tell me that, give us a tip as to what is the trend and what is... I say, you don't have to see the trend because trends keep coming and changing. You have to see your core interest and strength.
Right.
And if you do something that you're passionate about and you do something with a deep commitment to excellence, chances are that even if it is not the most trendy thing, you will succeed. But on the other hand, if you do a trendy thing and you don't have the passion or the skill set to do it, you might not make a success. I mean, you might make a success for a while because it's all happening, but sooner or later it will catch up. The other thing is that we need to be centered on integrity. We have to value our word. In business, nothing is more important than living up to the promise you make. And that is something that has a very slow process of getting discovered by people. But once it is discovered, it is something that has got great value. So I think these are the things that we need to do. And of course, we have to do what we do very well, because we live in a very competitive world and there are lots of options. So why will your product sell over somebody's? Well, primarily because it is a better product.
Right. Sir, I think you've stated it so simply and yet so beautifully. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. This is a conversation that will stay with us. We truly value all of the personal anecdotes you share from your own journey and your professional journey as well. We wish you all the continued success, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Harshavardhan Neotia, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
We are here with Mr. Sourav Mukherjee, the founder of Kolkata Society for Cultural Heritage, or KSCH, what we call it. Hi sir, how are you doing today? And welcome to 18hour.in Business Summit and Awards.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you. Yeah, doing well.
So my first question for you would be, KSCH has been doing a phenomenal job in the intersection of culture, heritage and community development. So how do you define its role today in the larger society and economic landscape of West Bengal?
See, whatever project that we do, actually it is for livelihood, for the marginalized people of Bengal. So we may choose different paths to increase the livelihood. So the basic thing is like, how do we measure the impact of the project? Like, we do study, we do organize a social and formal baseline surveys So based on that, we come to know like what was their previous income and what was the income after the project. So based on the need analysis report, we are going to measure the impact of the economical aspects of the project. So this is how we do.
Well, that's very good, but many organizations are now struggling with sustainability. So what business or funding models have helped you scale and remain an impact-driven business over the years?
Actually, our model is basically to create multiple micro enterprises in the grassroots level, mainly empowering the women. So based on that, like each and every project that we try based on the livelihood aspect only. So the baseline of the entire ecosystem is like our main focus is to develop the livelihood, and based on that we need to create multiple self-sustainable models. So we don't have to ask for funds, and like we don't have to ask for any further like donations and all. So these projects are all self-sustainable. So that is the main key role of the project. Yeah.
All right. Apart from cultural preservation and employing people from other backgrounds as well. So how do you measure impact to demonstrate the tangible social and economic benefits to the communities and the stakeholders? So what are you like doing to demonstrate the impact?
Basically, we do, as I said, like we do a basic survey, like before the project and after the project. Suppose, and the baseline of the survey is actually to measure the income. What was their income previously, and after the project, what the income became. So based on this contrast and analysis, we do study the impact of the project. So it may be cultural project, it may be other like environmental project, it could be anything. So people should know like what they are doing before implementing any project or any idea, and what they are like getting after the project. So this should be clear from the top level of the organization and from the grassroots, like who all are doing the project on behalf of any organization. So this is the basic thing. So this is how we do measure, we do impact. This is the tangible thing that we all can see in the bank accounts.
So how do you actually decide which business do you want to promote, which business do you want to take up? How do you do that?
So each and every business we do take up based on the economical impact of that very particular location. Recently we scaled in Sri Lanka as well. So we also did a proper survey in Sri Lanka. The baseline surveys we have done. So based on the data, we do promote projects, or we are going for implementing the project. So this is the basic thing.
Well, looking ahead, now what partnerships and innovations or policy interventions do you believe are crucial for an organization like yours to accelerate inclusive development in the region, like in West Bengal or particularly in Kolkata as well?
Basically, the one point just I just want to mention over here, like we don't work as the developmental organization.
Okay.
We do have all such things, but what we do is we do we play like a catalyst. Mm-hmm. We are a bridge.
Okay.
So we just need to connect the buyer and seller concept. That's it. So whatever project that we do, we enable people so that they can earn money, so that they can do something by their own. So we don't believe in service sector. So we are creating social entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So that they can be self-sustainable. So that is the main stakeholder selection point of view from our end. So that is what we believe.
Okay. Any policy intervention that you believe will help you or any organization like yours?
Yeah, so that the thing is like taxation is very is actually killing this. Like I know like India government is like helping MSMEs a lot, but at the initial stage, like GST norms when it came, and other taxes. So it actually killing the entire ecosystem. So right now it is completely balanced, like in the revised structure of the GST. So, and also the policies are very good, but in future, like social organizations are actually getting problems. Like people are treating like social organizations just like as like other corporates. So that is the main problem. So we do provide tax exemptions. We do not give taxes. So that is the basic contrast that we all have to understand. So yeah, that is the main problem.
Well, I hope they're listening, and it was really nice talking to you, sir. Thank you so much to interact with us, and thank you so much for coming here at 80now.in Business Summit and Awards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.